and welcome. I'm a man called Jay, and you're watching Africans in London TV. Welcome to 2024, a year which promises to be different, a year which promises to deliver results. But you ask, how? Okay, I will tell you. The only difference will be what you're going to do different in 2024 than what you did in 2023. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't have to say it again. So let us talk Uganda. Uganda is going through major transformation. And the government of Uganda is ready to listen and work together with Ugandans in the diaspora, whether it's in America, whether it is in the UK, whether it is in other parts of Europe. At the tail end of 2023, the Ugandan embassy organized a special meeting which ran for 2 days. And this meeting was solely to come and meet community leaders from various organizations and members of the Ugandan diaspora here in the UK. But before the main event took place, there was a special meeting of community leaders and the High Commissioner to the UK, Minisha Madivani, and also with J.M. Muhindo from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who is the head of the diaspora desk in Uganda. The meeting with the community leaders to kick off the event was kind of a successful meeting because this was one-to-one or face-to-face with the High Commissioner. The community leaders presented their case, presented their grievances, because they said to the minister and to Ambassador Muhindo that there are things which are not done properly at the embassy here in the UK. So let us have a look to what they said.
We want to thank you for this day. We thank you for the gift of life. We thank you for your hands upon us. We thank you for our government. We thank you for our nationals. Good Lord, we welcome your presence in this meeting as we deliberate. May you be the chair. May you guide us as we forge ahead for the betterment of our country. We thank you. In the name of our Lord we pray. Amen. Take off.
Thank you very much, Miriam. Your Excellency, distinguished community leaders here present. Excellency, this meeting was requested as a side meeting of the bigger meeting we are going to have today, where these distinguished community leaders to have a chance to speak with you some issues, because they have not had a chance before to talk with you since you came. And they find it necessary that to use this occasion to air out some issues which may be reflected in our bigger meeting. So this Patrick Eklot will give us the background to the meeting, and then any one of us can feel free to chip in as we go along. But before that, we need to do self-introductions so we know ourselves who we are. And then after that, I will invite Dr. Patrick to give the background to this meeting. I start with myself. My name is Guma Komwiswa. I'm a counselor here responsible for political affairs, also the national IDs.
Dr. Patrick Muhindo. I am the Director of Peace Education Fund, and outside of community work, I teach at the University of Sunderland.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeffrey Odur. I'm the chairman for Lango Community in UK.
My name is Grace Uganda. I'm the programs director at IDO Network International. IDO Network International is an organization that brings cultural institutions together to collaborate, work together for peace, unity, and social progress. It's an honor to be in your presence.
Gary Lockett, Vice Chair of Iteso Welfare Association UK.
My name is Engineer Teddy Lomo Karan, the chairperson for Karamoja Community UK Foundation, and I work with the World Cancer Research Fund as a data officer.
My name is Margaret Achegel. I hold quite a few posts, I would like to say, but the first ones I'll say, first of all, I'm a member, supportive member of TESO Education Fund.
Yes, my name is Ambassador Johnny Muhindo. I run the Department of Diaspora Services at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Kampala.
My name is Mike Asibo. I represent Meonkens, Ugandan Meonkens. I chair my job. I'm a senior social worker.
My name is Anne Kazungu Kwera. I'm here as a member of West Nile Forum. I'm also a member of Orusi Development Foundation.
Your Excellency, my name is Annette Dratzi. I'm the chair. I'm the coordinator for Banyangure Community. Just recently started.
My name is Sulaiman Suruga. I'm the chairman of the Ugandan Community in the UK.
My name is Miriam Mutengo. I'm a counselor and I work as head of commercial and economic diplomacy. And lately, my High Commissioner asked me to work with the diaspora. So I'm honored to have you and look forward to working together. Thank you.
Nice to meet you all. I know some people have been complaining that I haven't interacted. I'm the High Commissioner. It's not for any other reason except that when you arrive at a new post, you really got to get into the government system. You really have to get on the inside road, so that it benefits your country. It's not benefiting me, it benefits Uganda. So we work for. So my name is Nimisha Madvani. I'm a 4th generation Ugandan. I'm only Asian by origin, but I'm a Ugandan. This is my 19th posting as a head of mission, in terms of being head of mission, 6th mission abroad. Last one was in Copenhagen, where I was covering all the Nordics and the Baltics. And before that, I was in Emirates. Before that, Paris, Spain, Portugal, head of UNESCO, represented UNESCO, OECD. For that, in India, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Bhutan, and South Asian countries. And before that in Washington. So it's been a long journey and it's a big honor to represent our nation. And I thank you all for your trust, and I thank His Excellency President Museveni also for his confidence in me. Started off as the first secretary and trained, like all of you trained some of the younger ones today, so I was also getting trained. And we worked together when I was in Washington, and he had come from State House, so we worked together on a program for strengthening ties with Argentina and establishing bilateral relations. So just to give you a little background on that, and then of course everything we do is to go back home. It doesn't matter where it goes, but it goes back to Uganda. And then it's the headquarters that decides. Like headquarters, he came with his program from headquarters, but we have our program here is to work with all of you and tell you that, I was thrown out, I was a refugee, and I've gone back to Uganda. My family has, and many other people. And I'm sure you've met many Ugandan Asians who are thrown out over here. And also going back, many are not going back, but they're going back to see or to invest through some business, and that's what we want all of you to do, including Mr. Adams' family's teeth. So it's nice that I think we were trying to meet all of you in June, but then time didn't permit. I know it was there on the program, and then the program had to be diluted. So to apologize for that. I think you may have got some notification. But the floor is yours.
My first appreciation goes to Miriam and then to the High Commission, obviously, for allowing us to be here tonight. And then I also want to thank the leaders who have made time to be able to come here and interface with you. Indeed, on your last point, we are here because of love of the country. Yeah, so I just wanted to some thanks really, and I was saying that we are here because we love our country and we feel we have not been engaging enough, and that's why we thought we can, we need to have an engagement so that probably we can, work out how we can proceed, work together for the good of the communities, but also for the good of our country. So it's about 6 years since we last had a similar meeting in 2017. Personally, that's the one I remember. I've not had a chance to attend another meeting, but what is clear is that, there's less engagement between the communities and the High Commission. And yet this engagement is quite necessary because there are many things that we should be discussing. There are many, there's a vacuum in communication, and that vacuum is creating a bit of skepticism among the communities. And also because of the weak engagement, we miss opportunities because we don't know who's doing what. We don't know which support we can get from the High Commission. We don't know how to support the High Commission to serve the country better. So, and sometimes because of the weak engagement, we find that there's a perception problem. Some people believe the High Commission has become a passport office. Yeah. If there's
everything okay with the passport office? Are you happy with it? Any complaints? Any accolades?
So we'll hear from members.
We'll come to it.
Yeah.
We'll let you know soon.
Yeah. So it feels like the High Commission is a passport office, and sometimes it feels that the High Commission is a party office. Yeah, and that kind of perception drives people away from the High Commission, which in effect affects the way we ought to relate and we ought to operate as Ugandans. So we did not prepare a memorandum to present. We just wanted to hear from every member here present so that you appreciate for yourself the concerns that members have. Our expectation is that at the end of this meeting, we will probably have some kind of way forward, on how we are going to engage more constructively, given that we're even going to a new year. Hopefully we'll agree on how we can work more closely. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so
You
much.
know that we're hosting Non-Aligned Movement Summit in Uganda. It's taken over as the chair, and G77 plus China. We're hosting 2 huge events back to back. We have a pre-summit business summit, 15th January to 18th. So really, if you have investors, if you have people who would like to go, you yourselves would like to attend, you should plan.
Which date is that? 20?
15 to 18 January. It's at Serena Hotel, Kampala.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Dr. Patrick, thank you so much for that brief background for this meeting. Now I invite anyone amongst us who is want to make a brief submission as well, and so that we can feel the flavor from the room of your concerns that Patrick has just alluded to. Thank you.
I don't mind. Okay. Can I?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, and thank you for creating this opportunity for this course. I know I didn't introduce.
This is your office. This is His Excellency's office. So.
And we'll take you on that. I didn't say much. When time for introduction, I just said I'm the chairman for Lango Community in UK, recently elected, and my members tend to engage a lot with me. But outside the community work, I'm also regional manager at one of the largest chains of private healthcare. And I've got international experience of living and working in different countries, including China. Some of the proposals I saw in here, I just felt like it's about time. As soon as I saw something like Ambassador Muhindo coming in to engage with us, because I felt that the way High Commission engages with its own diaspora, taking the examples from China, from Singapore, it's a clear recipe of how you develop a country, like a third world country. Kenya is doing it at the moment. And I think that's an opportunity we have missed. But I leave that for the forum downstairs. For now, you ask what concerns we have. Just a couple which affected some of my members when they come here at the I Commission. Like my brother here said, one thing that brings us here a lot is when we're coming to either apply for visas or renew our passport or things like that, but more of that arrangements. And the one thing that keeps striking is I'm not sure where the staff at the reception come from, whether they were recruited from UK or they came from Uganda. But previously, some of them, some of their customer service mannerism had been called to question. Because when you turn at the reception for appointment, you don't get the same level of courtesy. I guess if we came, I know in Uganda how we approach customers when you come at the door, and you have a different dichotomy and a simple look, a better look, or a different pigmentation. They would politely stand up and say so. But if you're a tall, dark-looking man from Lira like myself, they'll say, what does he want? And they start thinking security. Some of our people have felt that sort of approach. And I think it might help to give them some feedback. This is not complaint, it's just a feedback. So that they can. I've been given general feedback from the people who had come, and some of them felt a bit difficult. I could provide specific examples if and only if the people who are sharing it are happy to. But I felt that it might just be good to give them a general feedback. If I can, I will, yeah. If they're happy to share their face and identity. The other bit, it's just whenever they come in for the passport office or to get help. I had a case of one gentleman who has been in this country long ago when they were running away, fleeing the political persecutions in 86, or actually slightly before that. And he's lived in here.
Pre-Amin or post-Amin?
Post-Amin, but pre-Museveni. And he hasn't got a proper British passport or any documentation and wanted to go to Uganda. But the process of getting him to go to Uganda, though he's got indefinite leave to remain, was so difficult. The sort of questions he went through, they were querying, how comes you get to live in this country for this long without a passport? How can you travel? And I don't know whether there is anything to help people like that who want to go home and come, even without a passport, or to be supported to apply for a Ugandan passport. Because they got indefinite leave to remain, they can go and come back. The final one, and I'll just be brief on this, is again with the same visa section. There are people who had come maybe to apply, but they don't look and appeal the usual way. For example, maybe a young boy who is ingrained in British culture has plaited their hair. Comments come like, why is your hair plaited? Are you gay? Are you homosexual? That sort of thing. Or a single mother trying to get help. Like, why did you separate from your husband? So these sorts of questions are not the usual type questions you want to ask people during a visa application. And so I thought it's just the conduct. If they can help a bit of that, we would come to embassy with a smile. But now we come when we are a little bit defensive, knowing that what can I say next if they ask me this? And if this is our home, it should feel like a home. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
You've said most of the things, but mine is actually the opposite. At first, like 6 years ago, before Miriam was appointed here, I was always feeling nervous to come here and engage with the people around the embassy. When Miriam came, she made us welcome. She made us get involved. Now I know that if I want anything, I can come here and engage myself with the workers here or ask questions. So I think sometimes if like today, I've come and I've engaged with all of you, I feel next time we come or we make that community networking will empower us to be happy here in our home, which we call our home, because we think it is the embassy to call us, but it's actually the other way around. When we get involved, everything becomes easier. So I think inviting us this evening is a way forward, that I can call on doctor and communicate. I can call on the dentist and communicate. Recently, we communicated. So I think it makes it easier, community networking.
We've had kind of ups and downs within the embassy. The ups and downs, and people will have different experiences. My experience is that for the past 2 years, I've felt, a dead end when I try to knock on the door within the embassy. I know people have talked about some people, coming in and the reception that we receive. I think the issue of the reception, it has to be really taken serious, that we have some of our fellow Ugandans, when they sit at the reception, we struggle to connect with them. The kind of reception that we receive is actually, sometimes I've had a situation where I'm speaking to somebody on the phone and they're speaking to another person and they forget they're speaking with me on the phone. I'm on the phone with them. And this is serious. And I end up hanging up. And I'm like, really? Is this serious? You can make calls, and it will take time for somebody to pick up the call. And when they pick up, what do you want?
On behalf of IDO Network International, I would like to pick on a point that my brother from Milton Keynes raised, and that is one to do with communication. We all know that communication really, in any form, in a good form, is a basis for relationships. One thing we've experienced as an organization is that the aspects that we are trying to promote have not reached their full potential because there has been a disconnect. We are a culturally founded organization because we believe in working our way from the bottom to the top. And as everyone agrees, really, that's our culture is our foundation, and we want to be grounded in it. We've had a few events, and some of them are annual. I'll just mention the 3 annual ones that we have focused on. And we have tried to communicate to our home here, as it's been referred to, our leadership in this place. And the first time we assumed, okay, it's understandable, it could be a busy season. We didn't get any feedback, and we understand that the leaders are usually busy in different engagements, especially towards the end of the year, and they will not be able to reach out to any of us, to all of us. But sometimes we felt that just a response or a reply or an acknowledgement of an email would, give us that reassurance that we are together.
Mine is really on a positive note. I've been here 14 years. And it's only the last 5 years that we've had a communication with the commission. So we may have had a break for the last 2 years, but it's positive because we've done it before in the last 5 years. We are moving in a positive direction. So we want to thank you. You've welcomed us here again, and we're going to. And for the reception, I think it's improved in the last 5 years. Even if there's still so much work to be done, there has been an improvement.
I see the biggest complaint is about the type of reception that you people are getting, which I think is where we start. The relationship starts from there. The way you are received, the way you are treated, makes you form a certain perception. If it is negative, sometimes it's very hard to change. It becomes a mindset eventually. I do understand that is a very big issue, and I want to promise that I'll take note of that.
He was working in Paris after I left, and he found a very good reception.
With Excellency here, we have known each other when we are still very young. I was working.
We're still young, I keep telling you.
I said very. We are young, but not very young. I was working in the State House, actually, to take care of President's programs. So I was in Berlin and I was transferred to Paris when she had just left. So I know what she leaves behind. That's what I'm saying. I won't say much because it's going to change. The attitude is going to change. What you are complaining about, some of us also have experienced a bit of it. And she has just been here now, and I think let's give her some time. True. Because my coming here is only the beginning. I really want us to interact more closely because we are not taking the diaspora very lightly now. We want to mold.
It's actually a directive from
We want to mold a community that can contribute effectively to our socio-economic development. In the next 10 years, all third world countries are really going to depend on diaspora to fill in the gaps that their budgets cannot. So we need really to know who you are, what you're doing, and how we can work together to make sure that we work. For me, that's the main.
You're going. You are ambassadors in the field, so whatever you do reflects. In Abu Dhabi, in Emirates, what has happened? Uganda has become blacklisted because of one Ugandan. One Ugandan. I'm sure you've all heard. It's terrible. Why? Yeah, we got off the blacklist. We were back on everything. One person goes, has a fight, throws the guy out of the window. He falls, dead. That was it. So now Ugandans. It's very divisive. You know, we spoil our own name. So he's there in the field. He's not even. It doesn't matter whether you have an ambassador in Abu Dhabi or not. They have blacklisted Uganda. So whatever we all do, our actions are caught. So we must be proud of our country. Must be proud of what we do, and it's very, very important. We all feel patriotic once we live here, and go homes and money. Whatever, and your kids to see the the background, the origins of where we all come from, and I think that adds pride. And today they're looking for people who speak 3-4 different languages. They love it, I'm always telling people to learn Swahili. It is the language of the Africa Union. Even the French, Niger has told them no more speaking French. Now they got rid of the French and Mali. So we have to, let's also try and be really proud.
So, welcome back again. As you can see, Her Excellency Nimisha Madhvani actually paid so much attention to what was being said. So is J.M. Muhindo from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They actually admitted that there is something wrong which has been going on, and they have promised to rectify whatever is not right. So, there you are. As I said, Uganda is ready for 2024. So now the ball is back in your hands. But you have to remember, within these conversations, the Ambassador Muhindo and High Excellency Nimisha Madhvani insisted that Ugandans in the diaspora work together as one unit. Ugandans should avoid this fragmentation. What I mean by that, as you can see, when they were introducing themselves, they were saying, I'm from this organization. I am from this organization. I am from this organization. But they didn't say that here we are the Ugandan diaspora and we have come to present our issues. No. So that's what Ambassador J.M. Muhindo and High Excellency Nimisha Madhvani said, that we have to work together as Ugandans. But also, she reminded the community leaders that Ugandans are also ambassadors of Uganda. It does not depend on one person. So you see, basically what she's saying that wherever you are, you behave nicely, behave well, or represent Uganda in the way it is supposed to be represented. And so the event took 2 days, and I have got plenty of videos which I will be uploading on my channel. And thank you for watching. I am a man called Jay. Let us get to work.